All new price predictions for tomorrow on Tuesday. Let's get straight into it. All bigger names as well. And let's keep the video short. So we're going to go over some big price predictions. What could be potential buys, supports, resistance levels. Are price starting to break out, go down? What's really going on? So Nvidia is the first one. Comment the stocks down below. First one I'm looking at is Nvidia. They do have support around 204.50, so that's a new support we want to add. We also have that resistance area at 210. Now, the important part of Nvidia is if it was to break that resistance area, then I believe Nvidia is ready to go to all-time highs, right? We tested it, fake push out, and we came all the way back down. That happened right in the middle of the day. Even the morning, Nvidia did not do anything for like 3 hours and just stalled. So Nvidia wasn't ready to go to all-time highs. So I'm looking for the same thing from Nvidia tomorrow to see if it is ready or not. It still has to break that major resistance level. That's literally the only thing I'm looking at for Nvidia is like those shorter term type of plays, nothing really big right now. AMD has earnings tomorrow. So we do have these levels on AMD, but honestly, it's not going to matter until the earnings. So tomorrow is going to be a very big day of AMD. If AMD has a bigger pull down, I think that's going to be a big heavy buy, also a big reversal buy as well. But if AMD opens high, I might play it, I might not. I'm just going to enjoy the long-term shares I have of it and kind of just let it run. TSM doing very good. We do have a new resistance level, I would say around 307.25. If we break that, looking for it to go to all-time highs. Support 298.35. So no real big updates on TSM. AVGO did break a support today. Resistance level is going to stay the same, 380.30. If we come and break that area, then I'm looking for AVGO to continue this bullishness that it's been having and continue back up to all-time highs. But that's only if that resistance level breaks. So that helps us determine what direction AVGO might go and helps us determine what play we might be able to do once these critical levels start breaking. Support 358.30 on AVGO. SMCI, about the same levels on SMCI. I will change the resistance level to about 51.65. Support's going to stay the same. They have earnings on Tuesday as well, so these levels aren't going to matter. We need to see how SMCI does for earnings. Drop, big push up. What's going to go on? I probably will play it. They had a very big drop their last earnings, so we'll kind of see if they have big movements up or down. They won't platter. I'll probably just do a strangle on it. We'll do that in Discord. Like this morning, we did about 3 plays on Discord. We did Tesla 13%, another Tesla 5%, and then Apple 7%, over 27% gains, literally in like 10-15 minutes. So say you put $1,000, you could have made over $200 in like a couple minutes. That is freedom. And then you get off the market and you go do something else. Make sure you guys join Discord, first in the description. 𝐴𝐵𝐷𝐿, okay? It really builds yourself. So that's what I'm looking out for on the SMCI front. Let's go to CrowdStrike. So new support on CrowdStrike. We are testing that resistance. Support around 541. Resistance still about 550.50. We are trying to go above it. CrowdStrike is at all-time high. So what I would look out for now is around 553.75. If we come back and break that, then that might be time for CrowdStrike to break above like that 556 for like smaller calls and continue up. I also want to watch ARM. ARM has resistance this week on Wednesday. Support and resistance level are the same. Their last movement, they had a bigger drop over here. They didn't really move that much. This earnings, they didn't really move that much. So we're going to see how ARM does for their earnings. Over here, they didn't really move that much. It was just the previous earnings where they had like a big drop. Even if they beat on EPS, a little bit of revenue drop down, but they had a really big drop. So we'll kind of see how they do for earnings. I have no outlook on them either. And then net is up a lot. They finally tested that support almost perfect, 245.10. If you look at the 5-minute chart, literally touched that support perfect and just stalled out all day after this little drop right here. So no real bigger movements on net. What could be interesting on net, if it kind of holds that support, A1 levels always, if it holds that support and breaks 257.60, that might be the time I would look to get net calls for net to continue back up past that 260 mark or so. So that'll be kind of crucial. I'll be watching out for that. Lyft has earnings this week on Wednesday. Be mindful of that. Big movements coming on Lyft. Probably won't play it. I might. We'll just kind of see, but I'm waiting to see how they move on earnings. Also, Uber, they have earnings coming up on Tuesday, so we'll see how their earnings is going to do. They're going to report. They might even boom up to all-time highs because I see they should have some strength in it. We'll kind of see. I probably won't play them, but you could just take all the levels off for now, and we'll see how they move. So Lyft and Uber are about to have their earnings come out, so we can go over those. Let's go over Tesla. Tesla broke resistance, nice strength, broke 2 targets. As I showed y'all, I was looking for Tesla to go up. I'm expecting Tesla to hit all-time highs, so I'm looking for calls. Like I showed y'all this morning, we played Tesla calls twice, right? Over 20% gains on Tesla. So what we want to do is we want to take off this resistance level. Your next resistance level on Tesla is around 477.75. We did break out of 2 targets. We'll see if we get some slowness in this resistance area. For the pull down, that might set up for like swing buys for it to break above all-time highs. All-time high is 488.54. So we're right around close to that. So, and then Tesla support is around 445.65. So we're close to that. Watch out for Tesla for all-time highs pretty much. I'm bullish on it, looking for it to go up and looking for more calls setups as well. And then Palantir, they earnings just came out. They beat on EPS. They also beat on revenue. No real bigger movements on Palantir. Nothing really crazy going on. So support 196.55. We'll see how Palantir opens up tomorrow and how it moves on pre-market, but nothing really big right now. Sofi, I do want to add a resistance level on Sofi that if we break this, I'll start looking for more upside around 31.35. So see how we break this area right here and see if we get that push. That might lead us to go around like 33. It'd be a decent area push on Sofi. But also we have a support on Sofi, I would say around 29.75. So those would be the two areas I'm watching out for on Sofi right now. If we update CRWV, broke support, your bigger support on CRWV is down here, I would say around 122.50. And then also your resistance level on CRWV is around 138.90. So those who know, they have not had earnings yet. It will be next week on Monday. Iren broke resistance, has some strength, but it kind of gave all that back up because it opened high. So it really didn't continue the strength, I would say. Your new resistance, 740.40, 74.40, new support, 61.20. If we come back and break that resistance, I can see it going to the 80 mark. This also might be a decent buy area potential. I would like for it to be closer to that support, like in the 64s or so, because you only lose about 4% because I would cut it if it broke support, or look for it going to 80s. That's about 25%. So a good risk to reward. The only thing is they have earnings on Thursday. So we want to keep that in the back of our heads. And then if we go to Apple, same levels, nothing crazy on Apple right now. Or new any updates. I really don't see any buys yet. Meta is dropping. We did some decent swing, almost like a scalp on Meta. But we want to see how Meta does. Smaller support, 634.80. I think Meta is going to be a good, decent buy long term, as in bigger buys and kind of holding it through. Smaller resistance, probably around 647.80. But watch Meta. The lower it goes, especially if it can get back below 600, I think that's going to be where I'm going to start buying more Meta longer term. So big buys on Meta might be coming soon. Amazon opened up even higher. There's not much I could do at Amazon in this range, so I'm going to let it go. Microsoft did break support, so we want to look at support on Microsoft around 512.10. That would be our new support area. We don't have a clean resistance just yet. Microsoft has kind of been nasty in this range, so I would give Microsoft a little more room to move. Google shorter term resistance 286.50. We start breaking that, I'll start looking for more Google calls. Other than that, it's been the same two range. No real bigger movements on the Google front, so we'll kind of let that one go for now. They did hit a revenue of 102 billion, fueled by cloud and AI growth. The company plans to use bond sale proceeds for AI and data center investments, with 225 capital spending up to 93 billion. Google's not going anywhere, right? So let's go to HIMS. HIMS has earnings. They came out with their earnings. They missed on EPS, but they did beat on their revenue. No real bigger movement. Still kind of watching that resistance level around 48.15. If we break this area, hopefully tomorrow keeps the strength, then I'm actually looking to play upside on HIMS to maybe get around the 55 range, which would be a decent gain. Like shares wise, I'm looking for about 13-ish%, and then I might even do options. We will see. That's like the only thing I see on HIMS. And then the support is going to be around 45, so we don't want to break that support. Eli Lilly showing a lot of strength. Eli Lilly looking for it to break above 900, testing that resistance level around 893.60. Next resistance 921.25. Bigger support is going to stay the same. And yeah, looking for calls on Eli Lilly to continue going up, kind of just waiting for like a little pull down because I don't want to chase it. UNH broke support, so we don't really have any bigger supports. I'll say a smaller support, maybe around 329.80. We'll see. I don't see any buys just yet on UNH. I do want to buy more longer term shares, like longer holds, because as y'all know, UNH is down a lot comparable to its all-time highs, which I think it can get back up there. So we'll see. Obamacare premiums double, adding post-Halloween fright for U.S. health insurance shoppers. Okay, more bad news on them. But yeah, looking out for them. Still watching some of the retails. So that means the Walmarts, also the Targets, bigger plays. I'm looking out for Target, the Costco's. I want Costco to break down to the 8s. That might be something potential. We'll kind of see. Also start looking at like the Home Depots. They're coming down. Lowe's, they're coming down as well. Potential put option plays on these. Looking for these to go down a little bit lower unless they start breaking resistance levels. Also watching like McDonald's starting to come down a little bit. Starbucks down a little bit. Some of the names I don't talk about, I am watching them, so we will see. And then the banks, like the JPMs, once it breaks resistance, looking for JPM to go to all-time highs. That's a possible bank play. And also Bank of America, looking for Bank of America to reach the all-time high they haven't reached in like over 20 years, which is right around 55.08. I might be getting calls tomorrow. Bank of America, we have a stronger support around 52.60. So that's going to be very crucial. And then the S&P 500 levels are pretty much the same, no real change. Bitcoin is breaking a smaller support. Next support on Bitcoin will probably be right around 107,350, and then your new smaller resistance on Bitcoin be right around 110,285. Then Hood, same levels on Hood. Hood breaks that resistance. We'll probably see Hood back to all-time highs. And we'll keep the video right there. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember, no recommendation to buy or sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. Catch you guys in the next one.